What's good, y'all? I'm 14K Ron. We're back with another video. You guys, if y'all seen this video, I probably just dropped my top 3 video, or the top 3 videos coming and you just now seeing this, and the top 3 videos coming, or you seen the top 3 video before this, now you're seeing this. But however it go, let's get into it. Listen, the best team coming out the East next year will be the New York Knicks. I'm taking this stand by myself. Jalen Brunson has his run with the New York Knicks this season is probably the most overlooked run we've ever seen. Strictly because 1, injuries, 2, competition, 3, the depleted talent that was falling off, trickling. And for this man to come out, drop 40, game 2, game 3, game 4. He gave us numbers that are superseding a point guard's numbers since Steph Curry. Now, we got the likes of Damian Lillard flaming out against Indiana. Bucks might get a pass in my book because they didn't have Giannis. But at the same time, it's the East. It's Damian Lillard, but Damian Lillard's a little old. He's in Milwaukee. Things are different. But let's talk about it. I picked the New York Knicks for a lot of reasons. One, the New York Knicks during the season were deep. They were like probably the most deepest team after the trade deadline. They got even deeper. And for them to go into the playoffs with so many pieces that could add to a championship team, and just for them to get injured, we're not even talking about Julius Randle. We're not talking about a lot of key pieces that they really missed that could have contributed to them knocking down Indiana, to them maybe, I know if Miami could do it, New York for sure can do it. But it's so many players that could have contributed to the run of the century that the New York Knicks needed. The New York Knicks haven't been to the finals since God knows when. Probably since the Bulls. Oh my God. But I picked the Knicks over a lot of teams for a reason like this. Indiana's young. I'm still not ready to get on that Indiana bandwagon while I'm repping Indiana. I'm still not ready. I'm still not sold on it. But I'm sold on Indiana and New York more than other teams in the East, as Miami, Philadelphia. Those are the cats. But listen, New York is the best team coming out the East next year for the simple fact. Jalen Brunson, this free agency, we haven't even got into free agency yet. I'm going to make a video about free agency, but listen, New York is the top team to go to right now. If I'm Paul George, if I'm any free agent that wants to make one of the greatest runs at one of the greatest franchises, the Garden, why not go to New York? Why not team up with Jalen Brunson? Why not just make an effort to be with one of the top teams in the East and make one of the greatest runs with it, where they were just 1 or 2 games shy. They were really 1 game shy from making it to the conference finals and taking down the Boston Celtics. And I'm down to die on that hill by myself with you. It doesn't matter. I seen it from my own eyes. The New York Knicks were this close. They were literally a fractured hand away from making it to the finals. I genuinely don't believe in the Boston Celtics for the simple fact of the Boston Celtics, man. Shout out to Brad Stevens, man. And that's truly New York's only competition, bro. It's the Boston Celtics. I don't see no other team that's going to give them a run for the money. I don't care who Philadelphia gets. I'm not a believer in Tyrese Maxey. I'm not a believer in Joel Embiid. I'm just not. They don't sell it to me. They don't give me no type of fear in my heart. No whatsoever. So let's really break it down. Joel Embiid needs way more help. Indiana, too young. Charlotte, dead. Miami might not even have Jimmy Butler after this season. Who knows? What else teams do we have to say? Boston, Toronto, Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. I don't even want to talk about them. I might make a whole video on them, bashing them, because if we match up with them next year, sweet. In 5. Easy. We're not even going to talk about Cleveland. So all these other teams in the East that we're looking at, we're not even worried about you guys. So let's talk about New York and how New York's going to make the biggest run next year with their new regenerated roster, with a Jalen Brunson coming off of a miraculous big body Brunson dropping 40 with 8-9, dropping career highs in the playoffs, in the Garden. The atmosphere is too much going on. And if you guys watch that Philly New York series, they're coming. They invaded Philly. The city of brotherly love was just invaded by New York. I'm not worried. I'm not even. But listen, New York is possibly the best team coming out of the East. But I'll say this though. If Boston brings back Kristaps Porzingis, I mean, they won it already. I've been telling people for many of months. They're only gonna win because of Porzingis. Porzingis is strictly a 7'3" demigod that nobody can genuinely match up off. You give it to him on the key, on the block, you're not stopping him. GG's, go home, pack your bags. It's not working. Listen, I took up too much of you guys' time. This is a 7-minute video on why the New York Knicks are one of the top 2 teams, if not one. They most definitely top 3. And if any of y'all can argue with me on who's better than the Knicks, bring it. Because I'm knocking down Philly. I'm knocking down Cleveland. I'm knocking down Indiana. And we were one game from facing the Boston Celtics, where I know Jalen Brunson would have dropped 50, taking them home in 6. So, like and subscribe. It's your boy 14K Ron, 7K subs. Love you all. Let's go.